Guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video I'm recreating a Halloween look that I posted on my Instagram. As you guys can see right here, a lot of you guys requested a video. I should have recorded the video when I was actually doing the look yesterday, but I really didn't know what I was getting myself into. But what I like is I can kind of go back in and tweak some things to the look. What I love about this tutorial and doing these type of looks is that these are looks that you can achieve with makeup that you have in your own vanity or in your own makeup kit, which is also nice because sometimes Halloween makeup, either it's hard to get, so you have to order it, and then Halloween makeup is just trash. I'm not gonna lie, I've used Halloween makeup before. Like Halloween paint, it's like the worst, the most uncomfortable thing ever. So if you guys want to see how I create today's look, definitely keep on watching. As you guys can already tell, I did put on my brows as well as primer and foundation. I'm combination oily. I get really oily in my T-zone, my nose, and especially like the chin. So I went in with Huda Beauty Matte Perfection, and then I went in with her Faux Filter foundation, and this is in Macchiato 400G. What I always like to do is start out by outlining what I'm going to be pretty much drawing on my face. I always like to shade in with a brow pencil. So this is the Micro Brow from NYX. So I'm going to go ahead and start outlining this side of the face. Like I said, I'm going to mimic everything on this side off camera just to save some film time and personally your time and my time. Feel free to pause as I'm doing these steps, but I will try my best not to edit out too much so you guys know. I am first going to start off by just lightly taking my hand and just outlining the eye socket area. And then I'm kind of just bringing that out. So what I'm going to do is like starting at the corners of my lips and just lightly drawing at least like 3 inches. I find by doing this first, it kind of gives you an idea how far you want to bring the teeth back, how far you want to do all the detailing here. So I really hope you guys can see. Now, if you do want to do like a white and black traditional, you know, skull, you can definitely go ahead and just paint the bottom half first and then go in and sketch, which you can find easier. But I found yesterday sketching first and kind of tracing and then going in and filling in the areas, I found it a little bit easier and a little bit better. So this next step, I highly recommend just watching me do it and then pause it and try it for yourself, because I really don't know how to explain it, what it's called exactly with what I'm doing. I've gotten great inspiration from Crispy. Crispy is probably the #1 person that I saw do the half skull, which kind of inspired me 3 years ago. Just watch what I'm doing. All the shading will kind of pull it all together, especially when we have the teeth. And I'm going to bring my teeth back to this area just so you guys have an understanding how far, and that's why I drew that, just to kind of keep me in motion. I'm going to show you guys on camera how I do the mouth and like the nose area. And don't think you're just limited to your sketch. If you notice something doesn't work as you're starting to shade in things, you can always go back in and tweak those things. So with the nose, I kind of just lined underneath. You can do the whole nose if you wish, if you want to make it more realistic. But this is just more of like a fun skull nose. And I'm kind of like curving it. I'm going to keep this side short, and then same thing here. But I'm kind of expanding that one up. Kind of like a flame, if that makes sense. I really hope you guys are following. So now with the teeth, I actually like to mimic my teeth as best I can, but I'm no expert when it comes to this. And to keep in mind, I am going to go in with gold leaf and cover the teeth, but I still want to get an idea. So what I like to do, using my teeth as like a reference, those are like the breakage points. That's like the center, and then using my teeth as a reference, I kind of keep my mouth open a little bit and kind of just see where each tooth lies, like its width. Making sure that you kind of keep like the root, because your teeth aren't just squares, there's like a root to it. Now, if you're like OCD and you need to have the exact amount of teeth that's in your mouth, definitely go ahead and do that. I wish somebody would come up to me and be like, you don't have, I don't even know how many teeth we have, you don't have this amount of teeth on your face, but it's in your mouth, bitch. And if you guys don't know what like the root of a tooth looks like, definitely look it up. So next I'm going to go in and start shading in the color of the skull. Now I think yesterday I went in and started just outlining with like that brown shade. I think I'm going to switch it up for today's video, but I'll let you guys know how it goes. I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit in medium. Last year and many years before, I've always used Kat Von D white concealer. I know CoverFX has the white concealer. You can use Halloween paint, but I will say from experience, when I did this 3 years ago for work at Sephora, the white paint does crack. It makes your face feel super tight and it does give a good effect to a damaged skull. Other than that, I just feel like cream contour is just a little bit more user-friendly. If you have a foundation that is more of like that off-white color, you can definitely use that. Go ahead. So I'm going to be mixing these two shades, which is cream and banana. Now I have two different brushes here. I have more of a smaller flat brush, and then I have it's dirty, a full-on foundation flat brush. So I'm just going in and outlining the areas of the half skull. Like I said, you can do this prior to sketching if you guys are in a rush, but if you have the time, you guys can definitely do this. You guys can kind of see how that off color is coming through. I'm literally just taking my time. I went in and just shaded in this side. I didn't shade in this back portion because I am going to be filling that in with more cream. I did kind of just fill in around the teeth just to kind of make it full again. So I'm just going to quickly show you guys what I did on that side off camera. Went in and shaded all of that up around the nose. Now, I will say, if you are really oily, yes, you can set the cream, but maybe throughout your time, if you're going to like a Halloween party, just be mindful. Maybe paint would be the better option. And there's so many different types of paints. Just making sure I follow the lines and yes, get in the nose area. So I have a mirror here and I'm literally just like looking down. I have a pretty steady hand when it comes to this stuff, so practice. I'm not going to shade in, like I said, that section. So I'm just following my sketches. Going back in with the cream contour, excuse the mess, I'm going to go in with chocolate and mix cinnamon at times, but mostly chocolate. Did this side, so as you guys can see, I just outlined that and I pretty much used that same brush. And then I just lightly outlined the teeth area. By outlining with the darker shade, you kind of get an idea, because I always like to start dark and kind of make that gradient effect. So what I'm going to do is go in and just do some eyeshadow. I'm not going to go into depth with that because you guys can do anything for that. I'm going to do a brown smoky, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll come back to apply lashes. I just thought I'd show on camera me applying lashes. So these are Mykonos from Lily Lashes. The palette that I did use, the Huda Beauty, I did a look on this on my previous video if you guys want to see me do that. Taking that burnt orange and smoking out the under eye. So once again, off camera, I already did the left side because I'm not demoing it, but I started shading in, so I'm going to show you on this side. Now I will set this with powder, definitely, which I already did with this side, so you can see how shiny this side is, but it will turn out looking a little bit more matte. Mixing the two dark shades, so that would be ash brown and chocolate, and taking that flat brush that I've been using. Now if you were to do a traditional skull, you can use black for this, but I thought I'd switch it up this year and do something different. Now I brought this a little bit too far, which I will eliminate then. I'm gonna go in with cinnamon. Sorry it's so messy. Start that gradient effect. So as you can see, it's starting to mix. So now that I have that part done, I'm actually going to transition over to the powder contour. So as you can see, I have the medium kit right here. If you have eyeshadows that you want to use, definitely do that. I'm going to go back and forth between the powders in the contour kit and eyeshadow palette. I'm just going to go in with the middle shade, which is the more deeper shade. And what I'm going to do is literally just go in and press that shadow over top of the cream to set it. Keep in mind, for smaller areas, you might want to use like a smaller brush. So I'm going to take a precise brush. This is from Makeup Geek. It's a pencil brush, so it has more of a precise point. So next I'm going to go in with the eyeshadow palette. So I'm just going to take the Huda Obsessions in Topaz. I'm just going to go in with that deep brown shade, setting the outlining. Next, I'm just going to take a blending brush, and what I'm going to do is go in with that palette, and I'm just going to take this mustard color and this burnt orange and kind of just tap where that open area is, kind of just fulfill that gradient effect. So quickly cleaning off that brush, I'm going to go in with the lighter, light to medium contour kit, and I'm going to mix these two shades here. I know one's banana, but I don't know what the other one's called. So I don't alter or move anything, is I am pressing the powder onto the cream, and you can see how it's just matting everything out. Pretty much set those areas. Now I am going to eliminate a little bit of this cream. So I'm taking that flat brush that we used, and you see how easy it is to eliminate. That's why I like working with creams and pencils. I really want it to mimic and follow the other side. I'm going to go in with my Cupcake Translucent Setting Powder from Huda Beauty. Pretty much just make sure that I eliminate, and I'm pretty much baking, I guess you can call it. So now we're going to move on to the teeth. This part is the most trickiest, especially with the gold leaf on the teeth, because gold leaf is very hard to work with. So I'm going to try my best to make this as easy as possible, trying to edit it down, but you have to have patience for this step. So I'm going to go in with my cream contour, the lighter of the two that I was using, and I'm going to use Fair, which is right here. This part's pretty easy, just filling that in. It doesn't have to be perfect because I am going to cover these areas, but it does fill that void. You guys can start to see this is coming to life. So I went to AC More. You can go to your local craft store. You can get this off of Amazon. This is metal leaf, gold leaf, whatever you want to call it. Very tedious to work with. So I have some tweezers here, and I have a small pair of, well, they're kind of big, a small pair of scissors. Just took like a small portion and tried my best to mimic the shape of the teeth. So I'm gonna just show you a couple. I'm not gonna go in depth with everything. I don't know if y'all can see, but kind of cutting. I don't even know how to show you all this on camera. So I don't know if you guys can see that. So the pointy part would be more like the root, and then the top part would be like the base of the tooth. Being as careful as I can. But it should stick on its own. So I'm gonna quickly speed up and show you guys. This is probably gonna take up most of your time. So that took me around 15-20 minutes. It's not perfect, but it's okay. Next, I'm going to take my bronzer and kind of just warm up the forehead a little bit. Going back in with that shadow palette, I'm going to go in with that dark brown. Pretty much just take that shadow and line that cream. So then I'm going to go in with that mustard color and that burnt orange that we used before, and kind of just create a gradient effect to that line, but I'm only working upward. This may seem like a lot, but it is like a lot of detail, and this is like personal preference for myself. Next, for the nose, I'm going to strictly just use shadows. So same thing with that palette, kind of that same gradient effect is what I'm going to create. So kind of just shading all of that in. And then pretty much just setting all of that. You're probably like, girl, are you done? I'm just going to add some minor details, like the brown shadow on a flat brush. I'm going to create like little cracks in the skull. Just little details like that. So next I'm just taking a highlighter from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit in the shade Summer, and I love this for inner corner highlight. Just to add a little bit more dimension, I'm just going to go in with my Urban Decay Heavy Metals, and this is in Midnight Cowboy. And I'm just going to put that right on the inner corner of the eyes. So there you guys have today's Halloween look. If you guys recreate my looks, definitely tag me in them and I would love to see them. Also comment below what other looks you guys want me to do, some type of inspos. I'm thinking of doing a Halloween look at least once or twice a week. We'll see with my schedule. I thought this was kind of creative. So if you're not one for costumes or you want to add to your Halloween costume, definitely try out makeup. If you want to check out some more prosthetic type makeup, FX type of makeup, definitely there's so many other channels. I would say Glam and Gore, Crispy is amazing, Alex Faction, just to name a few that I personally watch. This is more my style. This is something that I would definitely do. Make sure you like this video and make sure you are subscribed. Comment below because I always love responding to you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video.